Our proposal builds upon our nation's rich history of immigration while strengthening the bonds of citizenship that bind us together as a national family. Throughout our history, we have proudly welcomed newcomers to our shore. The country is full. We don't want people coming up here. Our country is full.
My name is Jakob Stake. I'm an Assistant Vice President for International Affairs, and I'm originally from Ethiopia. When I was doing my high school education, I went to a French school. So by default, I was supposed to go to France to pursue my higher education. But when I was in ninth grade, I read a book for our English class, and the title of that article was The Land of Opportunity.
1 in 10 Black people living in the U.S. are immigrants, particularly from African nations. Many African immigrants migrate to the U.S. to search for opportunities in education that their home countries could not provide for them.
Hi, soy Hannah Destana. Hi, my name is Hannah Desta. I'm a senior civil engineering student at Morgan State University, and I am from Ethiopia. I came here for a better education. As education is more valuable here, I feel like if you get an education in Ethiopia, it's just valuable in Ethiopia. But I feel like with an education from America, you can literally work anywhere that you want.
My name is Onyewuchi Charles Mezu. I work at Morgan State University Library and I'm a court logger. I came from the eastern part of Nigeria in Imo State. And my town is Owerri, which is the capital of Imo State in Nigeria. I came to the United States to study because during the time I left Nigeria, there were not many universities in Nigeria that can accommodate students who graduated from high school.
Well, growing up in Africa, unless you're born in a very wealthy family, education is the only way out to go to the next level as far as status and income. And so I knew that higher education in Africa is very limited. They don't have that many universities in most African countries. So I knew that if I had to pursue my vision of becoming an engineer, I had to leave the country. And I was fortunate to have the opportunity to come to America, because I knew that if I came to America, there was more opportunity for me to pursue my engineering career. So coming to America was very challenging for me. Growing up, I saw America through the lens of Hollywood. So all of us expected America to be this beautiful place. All they show us is Hollywood, Beverly Hills, all those places. But of course, nobody told us about the struggle and all those things that I didn't know nothing about America. But also I had some other friends and colleagues who left to come to America before me, so they had given me some ideas of how America is. Fortunately, I was happy to come to an HBCU, because my friends who went to non-HBCUs were telling me they were having a hard time adapting to growing up, being surrounded by the people that look like you, and then coming to a place where you are like 1% of the population, trying to adapt to a new country where you barely speak the language. So it was very challenging, but for me, coming to Morgan, I felt really at home from the time I arrived.
My name is Lisette Koyasu Dingle. I'm an immigration attorney, and I'm from Allentown, Pennsylvania. So the Visa Lottery is a program in which an individual can place their name in the lottery and apply and be randomly selected for benefits here in the U.S.
As I was going through my visa process, I was about to even hire a lawyer to legally change my status from work permit to green card, but I got the lottery before I could apply for that visa, so I was very fortunate to get a visa.
And unfortunately, they may not be able to apply their skills here in the U.S., so sometimes I see very highly educated individuals maybe working as cab drivers until they get an opportunity. So it's a humbling experience, but at some point, these people push through and make their way and find great opportunities here?
Because I was self-sponsored, did all kinds of stuff, including driving a cab in order to pay my tuition. Driving a cab was very tedious. I was driving a 12-hour shift, 7 days a week. I had in 2 different occasions, I was held up on a gunpoint. They took my money. And the second time it happened, I decided not to risk my life driving a cab anymore.
I think the culture is different in a way where I think back home people are more compassionate, have empathy. I feel like here there's a lack of that.
Culturally, there's a lot of differences. Language-wise, I went to a French school, so French was my first language. English was my second language. So when I first came, I had to practice more English, but being surrounded by everybody who spoke English, I was able to catch up and adjust my language.
I have accomplished a lot during the time I've been in the United States. Getting my bachelor's degree from Morgan State University in business administration, getting a master's degree also from Morgan State University in marketing management, getting a master's degree from Johns Hopkins University in information technology, and also getting my doctorate degree from Morgan State University in higher education administration. In addition to that, I have got married, have 8 children. With all the achievement I receive, I support my family both here and back in Nigeria, and that gives me an immense pride.
I started teaching since 1994, so I started teaching even with a master's degree. I didn't even have my doctorate to teach because I had the passion to teach. Helping others was giving me more satisfaction than what I do for myself. I started receiving national awards. So the first national award I received was I was voted the best professor for the Middle States, which is 6 states in the East Coast. And so that's the award that I have here. In 2013, I was voted the National Outstanding Teacher. So I was very fortunate to be the first HBCU professor to be voted the best professor in engineering.